Most residents of Grand Forks have heard of SPA, the summer performing arts company run through the school district. Each summer, SPA produces musicals for high schoolers from all around the area, using state-of-the-art props, lights, and sound in professional spaces, including the new multi-million-dollar building at Red River High School and the newly remodeled theater at Central High School. They even have programs for elementary and middle school students to learn the basics of theater and theater technology. But there's so much more to SPA than all that.
Hip hop, my SPA rocks. Let me see your booty drop. Let me see your booty drop. Boom. Shake it up, shake it up. Boom. Shake it up, shake it up.
My SPA is just one of the few things that most people haven't heard of. Familiar with the success of the Summer Performing Arts Company, Yvonne Kalka and Ruth Peterson had the idea to create a SPA program for students with special needs. Now in its 4th year, My SPA has grown from having a handful of students to over a dozen.
Always having to fit into somebody else's world is taxing. Always having to fit into somebody else's world is stressful and sometimes just not a lot of fun. If we could just have a program that really emphasized what a child with any kind of a special need has the ability to do. If we could showcase that. Instead of having them fit into this program, let's just make a program and say, move, sing, dance, do whatever you want. And we're gonna show the world what you've got. What you've got. That's how it started, and that's what it is. But it's called My SPA because it's mine. This is my summer performing arts, and this is what I can do.
Instructor Jolene Mickelson says that My SPA students receive the whole experience, from singing on stage, creating their own props, and painting their own set pieces. No matter the skill level of the student, everyone pitches in to make the show a success.
That the students that we've had from year to year have grown so much socially, academically. I mean, just every part of it. I mean, statistics and researchers are out there and they say this and that, but we see it.
Part of the SPA After Hours program, School of Rock helps students write and record their own music with state-of-the-art recording equipment. Often groups will come in as a band to record, or a student may come in alone and record each instrument one at a time.
I think it's awesome because when you're a kid or whatever, you always dream of being able to record songs and be able to just jam out and stuff. So I think it's cool to be able to record your own song, and so you can get that feeling oh, you know, that Justin Bieber kid, he's out there making songs, he's on iTunes and stuff. That kind of what it makes you feel like, and it's really cool. I like that.
Alex, Barta and I, we try to put together a song each year for School of Rock, and last year it turned out pretty well, so we decided why not do it again. Well, I think it's awesome because last year we really wanted to put something together, but we didn't have any possible way to record it, and School of Rock helped us with that. Then this year my brother got a recording thing, but it's not nearly as awesome as this one is.
Students record instrumental and vocal tracks which are added layer by layer onto the final track, as they would be in a professional recording studio. At the end of the summer, students receive their songs on a CD with full ownership of their work.
But yeah, it's just a chance for people in SPA to record stuff that they'd like to either cover or make originals of.
I've been writing I wrote when I was a little kid. In 3rd grade, I wrote songs for my grandma. But I started really writing stuff maybe a year ago for this in particular, to record and to get a whole band together and be able to create your own song.
Barta goes to Central and so does Landon, so we don't really have a lot of time other than School of Rock to be able to do this.
Yeah, it gets you. It kind of like takes you outside your box because you kind of get to write music, and there's a share day where you get to share your music to other people in Spa, which is really cool, and that gets you going, adrenaline and stuff. But it also gets you connected with friends. It gets you like hanging out with people that you wouldn't normally hang out, but you become good friends with, and I guess you're making music, which is always a good thing in the end.
ELL Spa students, whose families have moved to North Dakota in search of better lives, spend the first part of each summer day studying English with ELL instructors from the school district. For the second half of the day, they play drum games, learn rudimentary guitar, and rehearse a play of their own, all while earning school credit to help them graduate. Coordinator Natasha Thomas hopes that the ELL Spa summer program will help integrate the new Americans into their new culture.
I think so. I think if you look at the mission of SPA as inspiration through the arts, we're providing inspiration and integration through the arts. We're helping them get to understand a little bit about American culture. They're reading The Wizard of Oz, and then they get to perform in The Wizard of Oz. So they get to understand a great American story and come to understand some of the metaphors that we use, the way that we use our imaginations here, that sort of play isn't really used in some of the countries that they come from. So it's really good for them to get to understand how our culture works through an understanding of the arts, because that's something we all share. They've got an arts culture as well, and we can sort of connect over that.
It really helps that they're together in that community, because within the ELL classroom, it's not only Nepalese kids, there are Somalians, there are Ethiopians, there are Vietnamese, there are Chinese. So in that way, they're not segregated completely by their nationality, but they're together with people that are sharing a similar experience. And that's what's really nice about the ELL Spa program too, is all of these kids have their own difficulties, they all face their own kinds of adversity, and they all have a common problem with they don't know that much English. So they all kind of work to help each other out. And you see friendships develop, you see kids that are trying to learn other languages together. There are 2 kids in there that are trying to learn Korean together.
Though the ELL program has been active for 3 years, this is the first summer in which the ELL students will perform in the Big Share Day that takes place before the 4th of July break each summer. Both Connor and Natasha hope that exposing the ELL students to the other SPA groups will facilitate interaction between them during the school year.
It's a natural divide that happens because of language comprehension. There's an understanding gap, and so naturally we sort of fear what we don't understand, and so we don't communicate, we don't talk to each other. So having opportunities like this where students who are international can come in and work with adults and peers that are from this country and able to integrate with them. And now this year being able to participate in Share Day is a big deal because our kids are going to be together for the first time at SPA.
After being forcibly removed from his home in Bhutan, 16-year-old Binod and his family were forced to live in a refugee camp in Nepal before coming to America. He's only been in America for 9 months.
It was really awesome. I'm really great. I'm really feeling great to be here. You know, North Dakota this is awesome place. You know, yeah, and I like the place, weather, and then people, American people. I like to talk with American people. But first time it was really hard to live with American, to read with American, because I don't really speak. Like I'm not good in English.
First of all, they don't want to be perceived as stupid, which I think they think a lot of people perceive them as, because they're not. They're really bright. They're really clever. They are street smart, but they're also brain smart. These kids have good ideas, and they're good at things like math and stuff. Like these kids work hard, and they will do whatever it takes.
I had somebody ask me today if ELL was part of special education, and that to a lot of the English language learner kids is really upsetting to them. They don't want to be perceived as stupid. They don't want people to think that they don't understand what's going on, and therefore that means they're not intelligent. So it's a really big deal for them that they do be kept separate, and that it's understood that English language comprehension is different than intelligence. And that, you know, and that's not to say that special education implies that kids don't have intelligence. It's a different kind of intelligence and a different kind of interaction. And the English language kids just need more time.
I think it works best if you look at it through like an allegory. So right now we're doing The Wizard of Oz. And right now these kids are a lot like Dorothy. They've been transported into this land. They don't really know like the customs. They don't know what the people are like when they initially come here. They've got to learn it all. They've got to make new friends, and they've got to fight their own battles along the way too. And we're seeing that too. These kids face a lot of adversity.
At the Share Day, the ELL students received overwhelming support from their American peers.
Alex honorary
I like SPA, you know. It was really fun. We have to have like fun, and it was really awesome. We learned something from that. Like we learned how to talk with other people, how to get involved with American, you know.